Welcome to the Explainer. Imagine this for a second. You're looking up at the night sky, thinking you know our cosmic neighborhood pretty well. Then suddenly, out of the deep, freezing darkness of interstellar space, a completely mysterious visitor drops in. Well, in June 2025, that is exactly what happened. A colossal object came hurtling toward our sun from way beyond the boundaries of our solar system, carrying secrets from the literal dawn of time. This sudden appearance immediately ignited an absolute firestorm across the global scientific community. The data pouring in from our most advanced telescopes was so bizarre and so unprecedented that it forced some of the world's most brilliant minds into a fierce debate over one central, earth-shattering question. Are we looking at a perfectly natural, albeit extremely unusual comet? Or could we actually be staring at the very first evidence of an alien spacecraft? Okay, let's dive into exactly what we're dealing with here. An interstellar object is basically a rogue cosmic body. Instead of orbiting in a neat, predictable circle around a star like our own planets and local comets do, it just wanders through the galaxy freely. 3I/Atlas is spectacularly rare. In fact, it's only the third confirmed object of its kind ever detected by humanity, right on the heels of Oumuamua in 2017 and Borisov in 2019. Now, we didn't have much time with it. The timeline of its passage was incredibly fleeting, giving us a super tight window to study a massive nucleus that was estimated to be anywhere from 440 meters to 5.6 kilometers across. We got our first unwitting glimpse on June 14, 2025, but the official discovery happened on July 1st down in Chile. It whipped past the sun around October 30th, and by the early 2030s, it's going to leave our solar system permanently. When it was first spotted sitting just inside Jupiter's orbit, it was moving fast. It was clocked traveling at a blistering speed of about 137,000 miles per hour. That sheer scale of velocity, combined with its open curve trajectory, provides definitive mathematical proof that this massive object did not originate here. It is a true alien to our solar system. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sheer age of this intruder. Based on James Webb Space Telescope data, scientists estimate 3I/Atlas is between 10 and 12 billion years old. To put that into perspective, our entire solar system is only about 4.5 billion years old. This thing is more than twice as old as our sun. It has literally been wandering the dark for eons. Section 1. Clues in the ice. Chemical signatures. But it wasn't just the age or the speed that turned this into a high-stakes scientific debate. The chemical signatures reflecting off this ancient Voyager revealed an impossibly strange composition. 3I/Atlas is packed with heavy water, or deuterium, at levels far beyond anything we've seen locally. We're talking over 40 times the deuterium found in Earth's oceans. What you should take away from this is that it had to have formed in an environment colder than -243 degrees Celsius. That suggests it was born in an incredibly ancient, freezing molecular cloud, totally unlike where our solar system formed. And here is where the true anomalies started to pile up. A NASA Goddard team used the JWST's near-spec instrument to measure the object's methane levels, and they found a methane-to-water ratio roughly 11 times higher than any solar system object we've ever measured. That sheer, unprecedented volume of methane instantly raised eyebrows across the astrophysics community. The intense global scrutiny just kept growing. We throw an absolute armada of spacecraft at it. Hubble, TESS, Perseverance, Europa Clipper, the Parker Solar Probe. In late 2025, it became the very first interstellar comet ever observed in X-ray light. On top of that, the Meerkat radio telescope in South Africa detected specific hydroxyl radical signals at 1665 and 1667 megahertz. It created this incredibly massive, complex puzzle for researchers to try and decode. Section 2. The alien spacecraft theory, debating the origins. So, what does this all mean? Well, all these unprecedented chemical readouts totally fractured how the data was interpreted. Many saw a fascinating rock, but others looked at the exact same data and saw something artificial. Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb became a massive voice for this. Pointing to those strange methane spikes on News Nation in 2026, he posed a deeply provocative question. Is it indicative that there are microbes in this iceberg? He directly challenged the establishment to consider if this signature was biological or perhaps even technological. It turned into a fascinating back-and-forth tennis match. On one side, Avi Loeb argued for an artificial origin, suggesting the nucleus had actually fractured into at least 16 pieces. On the other side, the mainstream consensus, including NASA, maintained it was a totally natural comet, arguing the high methane was just natural thermal outgassing from a single active nucleus. We aren't here to pick sides, but it's amazing to see how the very same data pushed some of the brightest minds into wildly different conclusions.
Section 3. The SETI investigation, scanning for signals.
Let's move to and see how this builds. Because with this debate raging, the scientific establishment knew they couldn't just dismiss the alien hypothesis. They had to test it. Within 24 hours of discovery, the SETI Institute took action. Operating with extreme urgency, they commandeered the Allen Telescope Array at the Hat Creek Observatory in California, intensely scanning the object across 1 to 9 gigahertz radio frequencies for over 7 uninterrupted hours. They were listening for a whisper in the dark. And the initial raw data dump? Absolutely staggering. The telescope array detected approximately 74 million candidate signals. For a brief moment, the tension was unbelievable. Could one of these millions of signals actually be the definitive proof of extraterrestrial intelligence we've been searching for? But science requires rigorous, methodical elimination, right? The researchers had to carefully sort through the noise. They took those 74 million signals and began painstakingly filtering out all human-made interference, cell phones, satellites, local radar. After stripping away our own technological chatter, they isolated roughly 200 compelling, unexplained candidate signals that needed a closer look. And the final result of that intense investigation? 0. Out of those millions of initial pings and the 200 final candidates, exactly 0 techno-signatures or artificial signals were found emitting from 3I/Atlas. It was completely radio silent. So the crucial point is, this null result isn't a failure at all. It's actually deeply valuable. As lead researcher Sophia Sheik noted, by proving this object is quiet, it calibrates our baseline. We have to understand exactly what natural, silent interstellar objects look and sound like so that when a true artificial anomaly finally does cross our path, we'll be ready to identify it without a shadow of a doubt. Section 4. An unsolved cosmic mystery, a lingering question. That SETI search provided powerful evidence for the mainstream consensus. 3I/Atlas is a natural, albeit highly unusual, interstellar comet. But even with science leaning toward thermal outgassing over alien microbes, the profound strangeness of this 12-billion-year-old traveler definitely lingers. Because right now, as of mid-2026, it's fading away. It already passed Jupiter's orbit, posing no danger to Earth, and has dimmed completely out of sight for the naked eye. It is simply, quietly, leaving our solar system permanently. This ancient Voyager, older than the sun that briefly illuminated its ice, is now slipping back into the freezing interstellar void it called home for billions of years. We had this brief, chaotic window to study it, and it left us with incredibly rich data, a fiercely debated mystery, and a real realization of our own smallness. It really makes you wonder, as 3I/Atlas hurtles back into the dark, what else is out there, quietly drifting toward us, waiting to be found?